Welcome back, guys. Welcome to our first sneaky night away in the new camper. We're pretty excited. We're really excited, aren't we?
Yeah.
Been a long time coming. So we just thought, we're just at Wellington Dam, and we just thought, bugger it. Let's go for a sneaky nighter, test everything out. Got all the power sorted now. Mate come down yesterday and he did all the 240 volt. So it'll be induction cooking tonight, a bit of it. Got some wood. Thought we'd just test everything out, and because we've got a trip coming in.
Well, end of August.
End of August, so a couple of weeks, and we're going away for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. So we just had to test it out just once before we head away, just to see if there's any little teething problems. So take you along for a bit of a ride. But yeah, Wellington Dam's not far from home. Like, what is it? 20 minutes or so, half hour. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. But one thing I've noticed already, she's bloody high. You've really got to watch what you're doing. But I don't think it's any higher than an off-road caravan from my research. So it was about 3.5 off the ground, I think. An off-road caravan's not much less than that. And the width, it's probably skinnier than a caravan. But you've just got to be really careful of it. But anyway, we'll head down here, set up camp, get the fire going, put the heater on in the camper.
Bit sweet.
Yeah, it's a shitty winter's day. Well, it's not shitty, is it? It's not pissing down or anything, but
It's cold.
just cold and a few showers. But yeah, Wellington Dam looks nice. So if you come out this way, it's pretty green this time of year. So we'll head on to camp, set up, and we'll show you. And I guess in this video will be a full walkthrough of the camper. I think so. I think it's about time. And then we'll show you things later on when we do a big trip. Oh yeah. Just got to level it up. Brought a shovel, so he should be able to dig a hole and drop that wheel in. We do have airbags, but I don't know if there'll be enough in them to kind of kick it up enough. We'll get Riley out, set it up, and then we'll fire going. Can't wait. If I had to put a spirit level on that, you're perfect. Hey?
No, he's grabbing the wires underneath. Are you filming?
Yep. What do you want to do?
Big brother?
Really?
I'll be on film.
They're not going to see your tit. Let's do it. You're not going to see Beck's tit. She's ruining the family shot. Now I thought while we've got some bit of daylight left, I'll run through and I'll show you our power setup. So on the roof we've got 6 panels, 1200 watts of solar. We went with all Victron. Yeah, I think Victron's the best on the market, personally in my opinion. Paid full price, so yeah. I've used Victron before and Victron's got a great rep with kind of like off-grid industrial house stuff, so it was well built for purpose. That's why I chose it. Now, don't mind the bit of a mess, some things need to be sorted out and things. But for now, you get the idea. So in the front cabinet here, we've got a 300 amp hour battery, which will eventually be mounted basically under here in the camper. Just need to sort a few things out before we do that. Got 3000 watt smart, what do they call it? Smart inverter. And then obviously DC to DC chargers and shunts and all that kind of stuff. But don't mind some of the wiring. It's a work in progress. But This is for charging. When we went to wire it up, they didn't have a plug, like an outdoor plug, so for now, it's just gonna have to do. We will rejig some things and move some things around as we go. Like I said, the batteries will sit under here, but it'll be better for later on. Just for, then we've got a whole tunnel booth in here. Then around the back here, sun's poked its head out for once. And then this is our electrical cabinet. You know, all Victron. This is for all our stuff on the inside, fans, lights, stuff like that. These are for the legs, the jacking legs. I'll do a video on the jacking legs at a later date, once I've got a system down pat. It's a tad sketchy, but it works. We've got two 40-volt power points with USB points everywhere. I think there's 3 on the inside of the camper, 1 here, 1 around where the washing machine is. Yeah, chargers for the legs and stuff are all in here as well. They all Velcro up to there. Every box will have a 240-volt power point. Just cause. And every box would probably have a 12-volt SIG socket and USB later on as well. But yeah, that's our power. We will upgrade and put another 300 amp hours of lithium in. It'll all slot under the floor as time goes on. But 300 is doing our Beck's in there with the heater on, and it's toasty in there, Beck. Can't hear me, probably Riley's asleep. But it's nice and toasty in there. And Victron, I'll show you. Good thing about Victron is, I mean, most are the same, but it's all on, on the app, main screen, and you can see everything of what's going on. Can you see that? Power used, solar input, it's 2 solar banks, truck power. Now, as time goes on, also we'll probably do a dodgy lead from the truck to the camper, because the truck's also got 300 amp hours of lithium in there as well. So we combine it all. Eventually we'll have 900 amp hours of lithium combined. Then it'll be cranking. But yeah, we'll, I'll head inside, might watch the sun go down. Head inside, do some cooking. We've got induction cooktop and a air fryer. We probably would take a generator or gas. I think you need both, my opinion anyway. But yeah, I'll jump inside now and I'll finally give you a completed rundown. Welcome inside to our tiny home. It's all set up, ready to go. We cooked.
Not very clean.
It's not very clean, but living in a tiny space, we found out by one night, is cramped. But induction cooktop, air fryer, plumbing's not hooked up yet, but we can still use the dunny. The dunny's a different kind of dunny, where it's got a water tank in it without being plumbed to the water tanks underneath. We ran the heater for a bit, so it's warm in here. It's not cold. You reckon it's warm?
Yeah.
It's comfortable. But obviously the aircon or the heater uses a lot more power than we'd like. But it's just to get the chill out of it, so you could probably put it on in the morning for an hour. But like anyone will tell you with lithium, you want some for the morning so you can boil your kettle and all that kind of stuff. Once Beck moves from there, we'll jump under there and I'll show you what's under there. There's a bunk coming, so there'll be a bunk like next week it gets put on. Under here is I haven't done the flooring yet, so don't mind that, is a huge drawer that will probably put some of our clothes. So after our video ended a bit abruptly, GoPro went flat, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, oh, I'll just finish filming in the morning. Well, we didn't make it to the morning, did we?
No.
All well and good till the sun went down till about, what time did Riley get up? About 3 o'clock. I was awake anyway because it was cold. And not only was it cold, it was fucking freezing. We thought, oh yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be, you know, manageable. But no, it wasn't manageable. Riley woke up cold, then he had the shits, and then we like, fuck it, let's just go home. So we were camped at Wellington Dam, and we'd come, what time did we leave? About 3:30.
4.
Yeah, we give him a quick feed. We're just like, oh, let's go home. It was frozen. Like, we were giant icicles in here. Everything was, it was dripping wet. All this was just condensation. Probably because of a bit of us, you know, breathing and all that kind of stuff. But one bad thing about running, you know, a conventional aircon and things like that is you really need good power to run it. And to stick that on and kind of heat the joint up, it would have burnt all our power, and then we would have had no power for the morning. We didn't have a diesel heater. It's on the list, but we just haven't got around to it yet, have we?
No.
And we're going north next trip, so yeah, and that's pretty much it for the trips this year. But I guess we'll finish off the bit of a walk around video that we didn't do. This is a bit more of a in-depth walk around. And since the video, we've had a little bit of time to finish a few things off. All the plumbing's finished. Hang on. I've installed a safety switch. So all the plumbing's done. Drain tank, fill tank. Dishwasher, dryers, washing machines plumbed in. In here is our, hold that up so my head doesn't smash in there. We've got a 60 litre fridge. Now, like I've said in previous videos, we're very tight on room, so it made sense to try and put the fridge in there. We did have a fridge before, but it took up this much of the bench, and then we had no cupboard space. We do have a few more things planned, like we're going to install overhead cabinets, and it's mainly just for our clothes. We find we've got plenty for Riley with that big drawer down the back there. That's massive. But for you that have kids, you know what it's like with needing lots of clothes. But all our cupboards, now it's all. Now Damien built all this. All our PowerPoints have USB chargers in them, so no shortage of power in here. But yeah, the next thing will be overhead cabinets. There's under seat storage for in here, and we're probably going to split it in half and run half as a pantry, and then half will be, we might put our shoes in there, I reckon. What do you reckon? Something. It's a bit of a wasted space. When it's on the ground, you could run an outdoor barbecue, it'll be fine. Yeah. But yeah, plenty of room. And what we found is, because I slept on the outside against the panels, I'd like to see it in summer to see what the insulation would be like. But it was cold, wasn't it?
Oh, it wasn't too bad.
Come on.
It was cold.
Come on, don't bullshit.
It was cold, but I warmed up in the end.
She was cold. She just doesn't want to say it. But I didn't have a jacket or a jumper on like she did.
Yeah,
So,
I was fine.
Definitely, you need a diesel heater. But come in here, we've been busy. So we went to, you'll see in a previous post I put up, I messaged Damien and said, listen, need to do the plumbing. And he's like, yeah, bring it up. And he let me go cyclone on his workshop, and I managed to do all the plumbing myself with a lot of help from him. So we now have running water. We don't have an onboard water heater. We have to run one of those, what do they call them, hot taps, one of those portable gas units. That fits in the back cupboard anyway. I will eventually probably upgrade it later and put a proper water heater in, but we're gonna lose a lot of cabinet space, aren't we? Yeah. But what I might also end up doing is maybe lifting the bed up and putting storage underneath. Yeah. There's lots of ideas and lots of things to do. But anyway, sorry the video ended so abruptly. Our first camping mission was it was a success, but still a failure.
It was good.
It was good. Good to test it out. We had dinner in here, used all the induction, used the air fryer for the chips, and yeah. One thing we need to finish off is the ladder. We didn't really design it with a ladder. My mistake, or whatever. But yeah, ready for our trip up north. It's pretty much
Done.
It's pretty much done. Get another battery put in today, so we'll have 600 amp hours of lithium. We're good to rock and roll. Bunk, unfortunately, didn't have time to put the bunk in, but that'll come in at a later date. But anyway, thanks for watching our first family little getaway and our first test. Riley, got to keep them warm. Kids, you got to keep them warm. You probably would have gone back to sleep, but we were up and I was like, fuck it, let's just go home. Wasn't that far. Wellington Dam's only an hour. There you go. First night away. Thanks for watching. What do you reckon, Beck? Keen to go away again?
Yep.
Keen to go away. See you next time.